Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be reacting to the Warcraft villains who did nothing wrong by Platinum WoW. Let me be honest with you. When I first clicked this video, I didn't think I was going to be too impressed. But the longer this video went on, the more that my World of Warcraft reality literally started to get challenged in real time. I was getting answers to questions that I didn't even know were like subconscious questions that I had in my mind from when I played classic TBC World of Warcraft. I mean, rather than Lich King as a kid. It was like, I feel like my whole perspective of the things that I thought I knew about the humans and like these other groups and organizations is completely wrong. And I have to go back and play some of these quests now because I didn't read the flavor text. I was just a kid trying to level up. Now I feel like I've been living like an idiot, like an imbecile. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Without further ado, let's get into it.
In World of Warcraft, the Horde and the Alliance typically follow two pretty obvious archetypes for the most part.
Okay.
The Horde are the bad guys and the Alliance are the good guys.
Horde are just look cooler.
Or are they?
Who is this guy?
One of the first enemies Alliance players may fight in World of Warcraft is a direct result of the more deceitful past of the Alliance.
Deceitful
It's
past?
common you'll find people saying that
Are those in the Dead Mines? Those like blood
Defias
conjurers?
Brotherhood
Yes,
did
the Defias
nothing
people.
wrong.
But I have
They're
no
one of
idea
the
who they
villains
are.
in Warcraft,
Them.
who are completely justified in their actions. In order to understand their leader Van Cleef and his Brotherhood's insatiable need for revenge,
I have no idea what's going on with these people in the Dead Mines every time I play it because I never read any of the lore when I was a kid or like paid attention to anything. I just wanted to level up. So hopefully this answers the questions that I've had for a long time.
we'll have to learn about their origins and how the so-called Heroic Alliance had betrayed them.
Okay.
But first, a quick word from today's totally unrelated and slightly inappropriate sponsor.
Well, at least put it in the
Your
beginning.
Balls. That's right, today's video is sponsored
Is it
by
Manscaped? Okay,
the
I'm not
best
gonna lie.
company for all of your
I've been
grooming
debating
needs.
on this
Their
Manscaped
newest
thing for a
product
while
is the
now.
Performance
I've seen so
Package
many ads and I
4.0,
think they're
which
slowly starting to
includes
get to
the
me.
new Skin-safe
And
lawnmower
it's-
4.0 electric trimmer.
I'm scared
for
to cut
your
myself down there,
balls.
man.
The weed whacker
Like,
ear
it's-
and nose trimmer. The croppers
I don't have a beard.
ball
I don't have any
deodorant,
facial
the
hair.
Crop Reviver ball toner
What, a
spray,
nut polisher?
disposable shaving mats, and lastly, a travel bag and official
If anybody's ever
Manscaped
actually
boxers.
okay, I didn't know they made clothes.
Balls. I've had the pleasure of getting my hands.
If anybody's
on the
ever
new
actually
Performance
used this
Package,
stuff, I need
and let
to
me tell
actually
you,
know if it's worth using or not. Like I need a personal
It
review.
works. You too can elevate your manly grooming needs by using the promo code linked down below. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring
If I bite the bullet on
today's
this, I
video.
might actually
Balls.
get this. Okay. What were we even talking about? What were we? The Defias people.
The second war has just finished on Azeroth. The Alliance was victorious, and the Orcs' rampage was finally quelled. The humans of the Eastern Kingdoms transitioned into an age of recovery from the violent wars.
Wait, what?
Stormwind rampage was finally quelled. The humans of the Eastern Kingdoms
I feel like I should have played
transitioned
Warcraft.
into an age
I didn't
of
even know that the
recovery
orcs
from
and
the
the
violent
humans were
wars.
fighting in anything.
Stormwind
I just figured they hated
was
each other.
left
I have
in
no
ruin.
idea why.
The orcs had turned the once regal marble into nothing more than piles of stone. Rebuilding
Were the Alliance
Geographic
getting
Alliance
clapped
would take
at the
a
beginning?
monumental effort.
Like, were they losing?
The nobles of Stormwind gathered and hired a small army of workers called the Stonemasons Guild,
Okay.
led by lead architect Edwin Van
Dude, these Coltirian people in the back, I just hate their character model so much. It's like the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But I'm just a hater.
Cleef. People traveled from all over the kingdoms with their families to start anew and rebuild the city.
So they got
This
smoked by the orcs.
humongous undertaking to rebuild Stormwind marked a new beginning for many.
The guy's
Finally, the
scrubbing
humans
with
could
nothing.
focus on rebuilding their lives instead of worrying about 7-foot-tall, roided-up green monsters breaking
Bags.
down their door and throwing axes in their face.
So they lost. They were losing.
Hey, get back to work. This city isn't gonna build itself.
Damn. He just
Job's
didn't
done,
care.
And voila, the city was rebuilt and was just as, if not more beautiful than before. Edwin Van Cleef and his hard-working stonemasons ventured to the keep to claim their promised rewards and...
The rewards from what? Rebuilding
My
the city?
apologies, but we have decided that we are not going to pay you.
Was this?
What?
Is this the
The
guild?
nobles decided that they'd just not pay the stonemasons for their years of work. They expressed that they should have rebuilt Stormwind out of civic pride
Oh,
instead.
hell nah.
Even though civic pride had no way of putting food on the table for
Bro,
your
I would have.
family.
Yeah, facts.
The reality of the situation was that the Stormwind nobles were undergoing a serious debt. Stormwind's military was expanded deep into places across the Eastern Kingdoms like Hillsbrad Foothills and Stranglethorn.
They were in
just look at these
Stranglethorn?
guys. There has to be like a dozen of them, maybe. Look,
Like,
point
those
is,
camps look
the
like
nobles have been
trash.
spending a lot of money and can't spare any coin for the stonemasons. While this might be an embarrassing blunder for some of the royalty, for one particular noblewoman, everything was going according to plan.
Oh. Who is this?
Lady Katrina Prestor had deceived the nobles
I have
and
no idea who that is.
stonemasons alike. She was secretly the Black Dragon Onyxia.
We all have our disguises.
What?
The daughter of Deathwing manipulated as much chaos as possible among Stormwind with her treachery. She whispered
you
in
ta-
the ears of the
What is? Wait a minute. Who is Onyxia? So why do we have to go to her later? What? I have so many
Stonemasons,
questions right now.
telling them that they needed to ask for more gold, while also telling the nobles they needed to pay them less for their shoddy craftsmanship. I mean, just look at those
Oh.
logs. That can't be safe. And look here. Where the hell are the safety railings? And look up here. Where even are the textures for the top of the castle? And look at this
There.
lion. There's like 5 polygons used for this thing. And lastly, why the hell is there a Brewfest wreath here? It isn't even October.
Humans so love their holidays.
Is
I
it
mean,
so?
of course
Is
they do.
Onyxia like
And
some
yes,
evil
that
manipulator
massive debt
from
the kingdom had racked
the
up
beginning of
was
the?
also attributed to Katrina Prestor. The stonemasons were reasonably pissed and protested outside of the
Yeah.
castle. In an effort to quell this outrage,
Ooh.
the nobles
We'll get
disbanded
him in
the
a thing.
stonemasons guild, hoping that would make their problem go away. Unsurprisingly, it only made it far worse.
What? They set it on fire?
Stone by stone,
Nah.
Stormwind shall fall.
Nah. This is how this happened.
To battle!
Bro, you're kidding me. So wait, but like, I'm still like stuck on it. Who's Onyxia then? Where did she even come from? And why is she? Why was he on his head? So I get it. They turned them against each other. But like, for what? Like, what was the purpose behind it? What is her master plan?
The stonemasons rioted in the streets, wreaking havoc and destroying the very city they built with their own hands. The nobles needed to think quick, or their precious kingdom would turn to rubble.
Oh, they're
once
getting
again.
smoked by the guild.
Now you see, some nobles actually wanted to fight for the stonemasons' rights and ensure that
Okay.
they were properly paid. Queen Tiffin Wrynn, wife of Varian Wrynn, was one of these nobles.
Okay.
If anyone was going to quell this outrage, it would be her. Attention,
Would she just get
citizens
popped?
of Stormwind. I, your queen, ask that you please...
Yup, there it is. Damn.
Queen Tiffin Wrynn was struck by a rock.
They literally
killing
stoned her in town square.
instantly. Yes, that actually happened in the lore.
That's
King Varian
crazy.
was absolutely pissed at the stonemasons and cracked down hard on the hooligans who were responsible for the murder of his own wife.
That is
In fear of being thrown in
crazy
a cell
work.
for the rest of their lives, all of the rioting stonemasons fled from Stormwind, the very city they had built with their own hands.
What? No wonder if people get so like dug deep
Now
into WoW lore,
imagine for a
man.
moment. You are a stonemason.
Yes.
You traveled with your family across the continent to help rebuild Stormwind. You spent years of your life performing back-breaking labor to make a lovingly crafted city
Jesus.
that was the
So they got smashed
jewel
on
of
by the orcs.
Alliance, as they said, only to be banished from it and forced to watch as the nobles live their happy lives in their castle. That
Nah, they're
you
pissed. They're
had built.
pissed.
To say the stonemasons were
The fire
filled to the
fit, though.
brim with spite would be an understatement. And their leader, Edwin Van Cleef, was no exception. You see, Edwin was not just some guy who
Van
knew
Cleef,
how to
Van
make
Cleef.
pretty castles. He had an extensive
Is he the boss we
history
find Dead
and was
Mines?
even childhood friends with Matthias Shaw, leader of the SI-7, and was trained in the art
Oh.
of being a rogue. The beaten-down stonemasons looked up to him for answers on what to do next. Van Cleef assured them that they would get their revenge.
There's no way there's only that
The
few of them.
stonemasons donned crimson bandanas,
Oh.
a stark contrast to the royal blue of the Alliance that had failed them. They were renamed to the Defias Brotherhood and
Oh
would stop
my-
at nothing to claim their promised payment by any means necessary.
Wait a minute, they're low-key
The
kind of fresh
nobles
now.
of Stormwind will pay.
I didn't know that they were actually cool. I was always wondering why humans were fighting humans.
First things first, this newly established criminal organization would need a base of operations.
Yes.
The rundown town of Moonbrook seemed like the perfect location.
Okay. So when I was questing, like when I was questing as a human for the first time, or like earlier this year, I was going through some of these areas, and is this where they were? Like the Defias people, like they were kind of trying to take over the
Moonbrook
areas?
taken over, the Defias could claim what they were really after. Beneath the town was the abandoned and haunted
The Dead
mine
Mines.
shaft called the Dead Mines.
Yes.
The gold
okay.
harvested from this maze of tunnel systems once accounted for a
Why did they
third of
get
Stormwind's
blood
treasure
magic?
reserves.
Those mages
An
in there.
ironic twist of fate, the Defias now claimed it as their own. The
What?
Dead Mines has been a
Is this Warcraft?
location in the Warcraft universe ever since the first Warcraft game, when the orcs took over the mines during the First War.
Oh my
Blackhand's
God.
daughter named
It's like 4
Griselda
pixels on the
fled
screen.
to the mines with an ogre named Turok, and the player had to venture into the mines and slay the deserters. After the Second
Damn.
War, the mine shaft was left abandoned until now.
Wait a minute, hang on. So then who's the... You remember that one quest where
Deep
that...
within their
Like that lady in like the shadow darkness form or whatever the case. You know what it was? She was like this like shadow version, and she was talking to the ogre like Glub Talk. I don't remember what quest that was, but why did she make him go in there? Was she also Onyxia? Was that the dark shadow lady? Who is this
headquarters,
lady?
The Defias organized their attacks against the Kingdom of Stormwind. First was to cripple their food supply. Westfall was known as the breadbasket of Stormwind's kingdom, and halting the farming of crops would deal a massive blow.
You looking at me?
Oh, damn.
Defias goons sprawled out across the golden fields and laid claim to the family farms. They'd salt the earth or outright torch the crops and halt all production. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, Stormwind's military was deployed in places all across the Eastern Kingdoms, so the citizens of Westfall were kinda just left to suffer as the Defias bullied them.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Van Cleef used his contacts from when he was an architect to his advantage, and hired a gaggle of goblins to craft a variety of gadgets
That
and
explains that
gizmos for
too,
the
because I was like,
Brotherhood.
why are the goblins with the humans? So they're all just trying to
But
take
the
down
most horrific
Stormwind.
invention the goblins crafted
Nah, that thing
was
is
the
tough.
harvest golems.
The harvest golem is tough. They are tough. Big
The
fan.
Defias deployed these robots to inhabit the sacked farms to dissuade them from ever being claimed again. This proved to be effective because, by the light, the harvest golems are such a horrifying mob in WoW that nobody talks about.
Facts.
Out of my field!
Come and wax your ass.
Harvesting servos engaged.
Straight up,
Imagine
dude.
running through a cornfield while being chased.
When
by
I was
a
leveling in
giant
Mop Classic,
scarecrow
they were
with
literally
knives
demolishing.
for
That's where I saw the
fingers.
Shadow Lady. It was a Mop Classic quest. I don't even know if it's in retail. I don't know. I just remember the Shadow Lady talking to Glub Talk, and he was just deceived.
Getting a stranglehold on the territory of Westfall was child's play. Now,
Okay.
the Defias could enact Phase 2 of their plan. Defias bandits sprawled out across the zones of Elwyn Forest, Duskwood, and
Oh,
Red
it's not
Ridge,
blood, it's 'cause they're
creating an
red.
intricate network of outposts to relay information. And
Thank you for
stir
the
up
sub, Felipe.
commotion
I
within
appreciate
the
you.
local settlements. At this point, the Defias Brotherhood did not just recruit stonemasons into their ranks. Bandits, cutthroats,
Okay, this is
smugglers,
where they
and
all
any
came
other
from?
humans
The
who
whole
were
time I've been
wronged by
playing
the
this, I've been
Kingdom
wondering
of
what this was.
Stormwind could
But I'll be
join their
damned if I Google it.
organization and work towards dismantling their opposition. But not
But we had
everything
quests to
went
defeat them
according to
and stuff
plan.
too. So who was I fighting for? Who was I fighting for?
Within the Stormwind stockades, the
Okay.
Alliance's most dangerous criminals have been thrown behind bars, including members of the Defias Brotherhood. One of Van Cleef's closest lieutenants.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's no way they were the most dangerous when they all got. They it's like the easiest dungeon I've ever cleared in my life. Every time I've ever done it, even like the first time I played it ever in history.
Was a man named Basil Thread.
The drip
who
is
had
crazy
been
though.
Imprisoned by the Stormwind guards. Even
Okay.
inside the stockades, he was able to convert
Those
the other
pants should have been black.
convicts into joining the Brotherhood. When players enter the stockades, the prisoners have erupted into a riot. What sparked this rampage is explained in the quest text for the quest, The Color of Blood.
Oh my God, I need to read this. I'm sorry. Hang on. The bitterness flows through the veins like a cold river. My grandson Mac was such a good boy. A mere 14 years old, when the army was sent off to the front, Mac took up arms to defend the city. He was a guard in the stockade, where the Defias gang is locked up. Mac reprimanded some of the prisoners for tearing their wool blankets to make scarves, a symbol of their gang. For that, Mac was stabbed in the back. I want revenge. Bring me 10 of their precious wool bandanas. They are the color of blood. Oh my God.
Because Stormwind's
I
military
need to
was
start reading
absent,
quests.
They had volunteer guards for the stockades. One of these volunteer guards was a 14-year-old boy named Mac.
Nice.
Mac had tried to reprimand some of the prisoners for turning their wool blankets into Defias masks. In response, the prisoners killed him.
Yeah, like, okay,
Anyways,
let's just
the
send the
riot within the
14-year-old to
stockades
go
was
into a
just
bunch
yet
of
another
murderers,
problem
you know?
for
Like,
Stormwind's
let's do
kingdom
that's a
that
great
has
idea.
spiraled out of
Does not
control.
surprise me at
Grab
all.
your shield. It's a riot. Back to your cell.
Yeah, nah, bro, you're getting clapped.
Let's get back to the Defias and their master plan.
So why was Hogger in there?
What is their master plan?
That,
Surely it isn't just petty thievery and harassing locals. Well, you see, Van Cleef's plan is... First, bribe the gnolls and have them attack the humans.
Okay.
These monstrous
Okay,
hyena
that's
people
Hogger, right?
would cause havoc within Stormwind's kingdom and would be a great distraction from the Defias' activities.
Okay.
Next, take over the local mine shafts all over Elwyn Forest and
Okay.
then hire kobolds to mine the resources from these mine shafts. Next,
This-
use the Defias outposts scattered across the zones to make a complex trade route and smuggle steel, copper, and other materials
Oh.
and ship them over to the dead mines. In the dead mines, have your goblin engineers and builders construct various
This is literally putting together everything that I've always wondered when I was playing WoW. Just like, why is there this here? Why is there that here? I'm still not gonna read quests, but like,
and
dude,
rigging for their ultimate weapon, a massive juggernaut armed with dozens
That was
of
that?
cannons.
What the
Then
hell?
hire a group of bloodsail pirates to man the ship. Then sail it out into the open sea, pull it to the Stormwind harbor, and yes, reduce that damn city to rubble.
I mean-
oh, just imagine the look on the nobles' faces.
he's kind of cooking. He's kind of cooking.
No.
Oh,
It can't be. Have I forgotten? The player characters.
bruh.
That's right. Van Cleef's plan was foiled how most villains' plans are foiled in the
The
Warcraft
meddling
universe.
kids.
The player characters allied with the People's Militia in Westfall and
Oh
stormed into the
my
dead mines.
God.
One by one, they
Oh
defeated Van
my
Cleef's henchmen,
God,
starting with his
dude.
goons, then his engineers,
Dude.
and finally,
I
his
was
crew that was second in command.
Bro,
Mr. Smite,
they sold
Captain
us.
Greenskin, and Cookie.
No
Yes, the
shot.
Defias has a Murloc chef named Cookie, and there's literally no lore explanation for it. But lore-wise, Mr. Smite and Cookie
Bruh.
don't actually die. Mr. Smite returned in the Mist of Pandaria expansion as a rare mob named Yorick Sharpeye in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. We know it's him because he drops a toy that lets you turn into Mr. Smite. As for Cookie, he comes
What?
back in another iteration of the dungeon that I'll talk about later in this video. Then
Like-
he plays a very minor role in the Warlords of Draenor
I remember
expansion
this
and a garrison
stuff.
mission. And then we find his corpse in Shadowlands, where in Maldraxxus, he was turned into an abomination and then
Oh.
died again.
That just
So now
sucks,
he's,
man.
like, super
So like, why
back
did they
to the
put us
dead
against
mines.
this? Because I
Despite-
was literally all on board with the entire Defias thing. Like the entire, I'm like, I completely understand, and of course they put us against them.
Van Cleef having a better executed and more thought out plan than the most powerful villain in the Warcraft universe,
Dude.
he would ultimately meet his demise atop the Juggernaut and be defeated by the player characters.
Bro, that is so lame.
Although Van Cleef was beheaded, it would not spell the end for the Defias Brotherhood. As Van
Damn.
Cleef had a daughter who made it her life's mission to enact
Damn.
revenge for what the kingdom of Stormwind had taken from her.
Damn, she's bad too.
Vanessa Van Cleef plotted in secret and would not reveal her true identity until the events that took place in the Cataclysm expansion.
Wait a minute, was she
During the Cataclysm, Westfall's homeless population grew exponentially.
Hold up, was she the one?
Part of the reason
Is
for
she the
this
Shadow
was because
Girl?
The Kingdom of Stormwind was spending most of their time and gold on foreign affairs, like the
Oh my
previous war
God.
that took place in Northrend during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Disguised as a woman named Hope Saldine, Vanessa recruited a variety of henchmen.
That's the one I was talking about. I did.
To bolster the Defias once again.
Dude.
During the questing experience in Westfall, we discover that some
Holy
mysterious woman
shit.
is rallying the citizens to join the Brotherhood.
Bro, I
and
thought that
take
was a
revenge
mage.
against the kingdom that does not care for
No
the best interests of
way.
its citizens. Thankfully,
So if you played this before Mists of Pandaria or Cataclysm, did this not exist? Was this like not a whole part of the game?
they all kind of forgot that it was the Defias that terrorized them in the first place. But let's just not talk about it. The questing experience in Westfall involves Sentinel Hill being burned to the ground, and the Defias are operating in full force once again, and plan to use the same boat to destroy Stormwind
They didn't break the
once
boat?
again. And you know how this story ends. Players go into the Dead Mines, defeat the bosses, but only in the heroic version of the dungeon do players actually fight Vanessa.
I remember. And she rigged that thing 17 times.
Time for this, you know.
She had an
Biding
escape
my
route like
time,
multiple
building
times.
my forces, studying the minds of my enemies. I was never very good at hand-to-hand combat, you know. Not like my father. But I always excelled at poisons. Especially venoms
Okay.
that affect the mind.
Oh my.
The Vanessa Van Cleef fight is one of the craziest fights that has ever been added to the game.
Facts.
So it starts with her poisoning you,
Facts.
and then you go on a drug trip that starts with you being slowly lowered into a
I
cauldron
wiped
of
on this
molten
like
metal.
15
And then you have to
times because I didn't know
experience
what
the
was
deepest,
going
darkest
on.
fears
And I was
of
running
all
through the
previous
fire
bosses in
because
the
I was like,
dungeon,
yo, the
which
door's gonna
includes
close.
Fire and ice flying everywhere, shit tons of spiders,
Bruh.
rotating electric balls, and a worgen trying to kill his own family. And then you actually fight Vanessa. And she
This-
sets
this-
the ship
this
on
fight is
fire,
insane.
And you gotta swing on this rope like an action movie. And the fight finally ends with Vanessa blowing herself up.
Enough! I will not give you the pleasure.
And then she comes
If
back
I'm
or
going
something,
to
no?
die, I'm taking you all with me. My fate is my own.
This is easily one of the craziest dungeon fights
Completely
in the game's
agreed.
history. And it's a shame because
Completely
since this fight
agreed.
is only in the heroic
But
version
now
of
I'm
the dungeon,
pissed
it hasn't
because
been
I'm
made
on their
relevant
side.
for the last decade. It's a shame because there's so much stuff like this in the game's history that is made completely irrelevant,
Bro.
and there's no reason for players to interact with the majority of the content in World of Warcraft. What I'm trying to say is, Blizzard, please make time walking a core part of the endgame experience. Please, thanks. Okay, rant over. But actually, Vanessa did not die at the end of
Dude,
Heroic
right,
Dead Mines.
that's what I was saying.
The
when
lore
I
excuse
played it,
being
she
that
came back
players
up.
actually imagined her dying while experiencing their poison drug trip. Vanessa returns in the Legion expansion during
This I
the
didn't
Rogue
know.
Order Hall questline, and after some shenanigans, she becomes one of your followers and joins the faction called the Uncrowned, which is basically just like the rogue version of a secret society sort of thing. And there's just one last thing in Legion that I have to mention.
This is ridiculous. I didn't play Legion, so I have no idea what this is.
On the demon-infested planet of Argus, the
Yes?
champions of Azeroth fought alongside members of their class order halls.
I never
which
did
for
those.
rogues includes the likes of Defias Thieves. For some
Tough.
reason, I just find this to be the funniest thing ever because it's like you're fighting an intergalactic war with spaceship-flying demons and light-imbued super soldiers. And then there's just like this dude. with
Yeah,
a red
man. That's the example of the calm fit.
bandana and a knife.
Yep.
And that's
Carry
it.
your ass up.
It's like poetry. What better way to illustrate the wide range of stories told in the Warcraft universe, like putting a petty thief in a dramatic space opera? Back to Westfall. In the book Exploring Azeroth Eastern Kingdoms, it's revealed that the remaining members of the Defias Brotherhood have kind of just been absorbed into the Uncrowned with Vanessa, and are no longer a threat in Westfall. As for the Dead Mines, it now suffers the horrible fate of being a pet battle dungeon. Ugh.
Nah,
Oh,
you can pet
oh,
battle
the
in there for
humanity.
what? Wait, what was that? What was the enemy?
Battle dungeon.
Cookies left over.
Ugh. Oh, the humanity. So, did the Defies Brotherhood do nothing wrong?
Yes.
Well, maybe.
Go.
Perhaps terrorizing hundreds of innocent civilians in your personal mission for revenge is not the most morally right thing to do.
You got me. Yeah, I agree.
Nevertheless, we can all sympathize with the motivations of the Defies Brotherhood.
Damn!
And appreciate how one of the first stories told to most players in World of Warcraft has stood the test of time.
I should have
as a
read the quests.
brilliantly
I
crafted
should have read the quests. Was that it? Okay. Okay. That was a really, really good video. I didn't think I was going to learn half of the things I learned there. That Shadow Lady stuff just blew my mind. I didn't know it was Vanessa Van Cleef. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know what you want me to watch in the comments down below. The link to this video will be in the comments down below. Go ahead, give it a like, drop them a sub. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I feel like I'm going to say that about every single video, but hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.